wondered how much your boss or CEO makes? Well, here's an easy way to find out. Just search for your company name, salary report, and append the extension for Excel to it. And over here, you can find a report of salaries for this company. This technique is commonly known as Google Dorks, but there are more things you can search and find with Google Dorks than just salary reports. By using the file type PDF, you can find most college textbooks or books to learn computer science, coding, and cybersecurity. You can even use this to find some pipeline build logs and more. Other Google Dorks include in-text, in-title, in-URL, and there's even more. Like Google Dorking, the tools in this list are mostly free and may contain a paid tier. Most of them don't directly access your target, so you don't leave a trace behind. And also, the last one is really juicy, so make sure to stay until the end of the video. Let's move on to the next one. With a tool like CheckUsernames, you can follow a username to different platforms. All you need to do is enter username in this field and click search. But sadly, not all of them work fine. If a service doesn't work anymore, it will display an oops error, but a lot of them work fine. And once you check for a username, there will be links to the users on these platforms if the user exists. Just click on the Not Available link to check out the accounts. If there is no Not Available message, you could create an account with this username on that platform. But it doesn't always deliver what you'd like. You have to treat this tool with lots of care. If I try to search for John Hammond with spaces, I only get absolute garbage. But without space, I already get some better results. Over here on LinkedIn, John got old fast. Must be the stress of being a cybersecurity influencer on YouTube. But what's this? We finally found a trace of John Hammond on GitHub. Now you could try this for a company or target of your interest and find public repositories containing company code and maybe even configurations. If you don't have any username but instead an email address, the next tool will be a great fit for you. Most people are lazy and use the same email and even passwords on all their social media or online tools. That's great for us if we want to find a compromised company account for our pen testing or bug bounty targets. Just enter any email into the field on Have I Been Pwned and it will show you if this email is contained in a breach of the last couple of years. It can be helpful in checking if your targets or even your or your friend's email were part of a third-party compromise. Let's look at an example. I'll enter my old email address in here, click Pwned, and it already loaded a ton of results. You can see when and where your data was leaked. Each leak includes what kind of data was leaked, for example passwords, credit card data, and more. You can also click on this link to get further details on the leaks. If your mail wasn't part of any breaches, it will have a green display telling you so. Nice job! People often overlook email and passwords as a vulnerability or just don't care. Now, if they used a password in a breached website and they reuse it in another website, chances are that they will get compromised on the other website as well. If you're yearning for more technical information about the target company, you can use the search engine for hackers, Shodan. You can use it to explore internet-connected devices, ranging from workstations and servers to IoT devices like surveillance cameras and traffic lights. Not only can you find these devices, but Shodan also includes information about open ports and services running on these devices and other useful enumeration data. But sadly, it needs a login for almost all features other than the search. And the price tag makes me feel like I'm getting ripped off. But it's a staple in the cybersecurity OSINT tool suite and used widely. And if you're using it to protect your data, the free version is more than enough. You can check what data about your devices is publicly visible. Don't worry, the next tool on the list is completely free and doesn't have any paid plans. ExifTool is a command line tool that allows you to extract metadata like location, creation date, and more out of files. Every time you take a picture, write a document, or take a video, your device will imprint metadata on the created files. So if you find a file with the Google Dork, you can check where, when, and by whom it was created. This can reveal information about company structure, usernames, and how fresh the file is. To do so, just run the tool in the command line with the name of the file. There are multiple ways you can use the tool. You can even write custom metadata into a file. And you can use it to make sure that you have removed all identifying metadata from your own files before sharing them online. But what is actually the first thing you need to do if you're targeting a company? Gather as much publicly available information about this company as possible. TheHarvester is a tool commonly used in the cybersecurity field. Its main purpose to gather emails, subdomains, hosts, and other useful data about a specific target. If you're an ethical hacker, it can be a lifesaver in helping you find vulnerabilities, and it can give you insights into how the company operates. And like the ExifTool, it already comes pre-installed on Kali Linux. You can use TheHarvester to extract emails, subdomains, and virtual hosts linked to the company's main website, but TheHarvester doesn't stop there. It also utilizes search engines and social media platforms like Bing, Baidu, Yahoo, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, and more to fetch even more data. It's a great way to find any information that's freely available online and use it to paint a fuller picture of the company. For instance, you can use it with Bing to fetch additional valuable data about your target. The big downside is that it may require subscription or API keys for some of the sources that you can configure. If the video is helping you so far, don't forget to leave a like down below. Whether you're developing a website or trying to hack into one, a big door for attackers are third-party dependencies, especially when you're working with Node or JavaScript libraries and one of them has a major flaw or vulnerability in it. Snyk can help you identify such vulnerabilities in your site and even on target websites you're trying to compromise. All you need is the used JavaScript libraries and their versions. For now, let's focus on how to identify vulnerability or point of entry in these libraries. All you need to do is enter the library in here and then click on the relevant version to see any related security issues. You can also just browse the website to find any vulnerabilities, but that's more for your education and less for a focused attack on or protection of a website. Snyk can be used in multiple ways, but mainly I use it like I showed you. It can scan for dependencies of dependencies, scan Docker images, be implemented in IDEs and CI/CD pipelines for automatic testing, and even manage compliance with policies like GDPR. It's a great tool for developers and ethical hackers alike, so make sure to use it to protect your website and attack your targets. But let's jump into our next tool, which can reveal all the hidden tech details of a website in a snap. It's none other than Wappalyzer. Let me give you a few examples to show you the power of Wappalyzer in action. If you check YouTube's website using Wappalyzer, it will show you which sites are using YouTube, the usage trend, the countries and language, and even alternatives to youtube.com. Quite interesting, right? Especially that French is so widely used on YouTube. Want to get more tech specific? Then check YouTube's website with Wappalyzer's plugin. You can trigger Wappalyzer directly from your web browser using their Chrome or Firefox extensions. And Wappalyzer will show you everything: the frameworks in use, the fact that it's a progressive web app or not, the fonts in use, and even the specific JavaScript libraries like Hammer.js version 2.02. Then you can check this Hammer.js version on Snyk to find potential vulnerabilities. And on their website, you can even set up lists of websites using a certain technology, library, or framework. Now, if you combine Snyk and Wappalyzer, you can check out some new vulnerabilities in the libraries on the start page of Snyk and create a list that sends you a notification whenever a website is using that vulnerable library. Perfect for bug bounty hunting. But what if you don't want to switch between 5 different tools every time you get a new target for your bug bounty or a corporation that you're campaigning against? Similar to other command line tools on this list, it also comes pre-installed on Kali Linux, but you may need to install some modules. I like to call this tool the Metasploit of OSINT, because similarly to Metasploit, it can do anything you want. But regarding OSINT, the beauty of ReconNg lies in its modules. It has an array of modules, all designed to fetch maximum information about your targets. This comes in handy, especially in bug bounty hunting. If a scope contains a wildcard subdomain, ReconNg could be your best friend. But what really sets ReconNg apart is its capability to save results and data into a database. This means you can go back to the data, analyze it, cross-reference it, and better understand your target. The cherry on top, most of these modules never directly hit the target network. But remember, some do, so always be cautious and respectful of the target's privacy and legal rights. Now, if the tools on this list weren't enough for you, you'll love the last one. It's the OSINT framework. It's It's less a tool and more a collection of them. We're talking tools, websites, and much more. Most of these resources are publicly available and free, though some do require subscription or an account. Let's take a quick tour. Let's say you're looking to enumerate possible user accounts of your targets that may have a public repo. Just hop onto the OSINT framework, look for GitHub in the username section, and there you have it. It's more than just a collection of links though. The OSINT frameworks also offers a collection of tools that you can download, like Datasploit. Once you've gathered enough information about your target, it's time for the next step: attacking it. The video on screen shows you 10 different ways that you can attack websites.